Hey, thanks for watching another What's in the Box. Today we'll be taking a look at NECA's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimate Casey Jones. This one's been pretty difficult to get a hold of, as was the McCready Station Survival version and Goliath. Luckily, I have gotten my hands on this one. It happened to I happened to be in store taking a look around. There was bare minimum anything, and they wheeled these out and put them out on the shelf right in front of me. So I was super excited about that and was glad to have gotten them. Um, I'm fairly excited about this because we do finally get an unmasked Casey Jones, unlike the 2-pack, the Raph in Disguise 2-pack that came out. I still have that in the box and need to review it, but since I got this, I thought I would get a review out of it before. So what we'll do is pop open the box and take a look. Alright, so here we have Casey outside of the box. Let me tell you, unboxing this thing, I was immediately impressed. Like I said, I haven't gotten around to reviewing the Raph in Disguise 2-pack Casey Jones figure, so I'm not sure what to expect accessory-wise with that one. But this particular figure comes with a ton, in my opinion. Of course, we have the figure itself, which comes with a standard masked head, and it has a variety of hands. We have two-fisted hands, several clasping hands for the different weaponry, an open palm kind of hand, and a pointer hand. He's definitely going to be accusing Raph of some foul play. Now, as far as the figure itself, it's a really excellent likeness overall. If I were to summarize Casey as a character in the film, he was the most lazily dressed hero in the movie. I guess you could dispute that with the idea that the turtles are essentially naked, but Casey was just running around in his denim jacket, rolled up, cuffed t-shirt, and some sweats. Anyway, the figure has a nice skin tone here. The hair's well done. It's mostly a straight dark brown with some highlights. They've captured the hockey quite well, and you can even see his eyes and mouth back behind that. The shirt's mostly white with what looks to be like a little gray shading. Of course, he has a button or two here. He has his fingerless gloves as well. The joints seem to be doing well on this. It's your typical setup with ankles, knees, waist, elbows, wrists, shoulders, head, all of that. Because of the hair, you can't really get him looking upwards, but you know, that's okay, I guess. The one thing I will nitpick here are these stupid knees that NECA decided to bring out of nowhere on this release and the April O'Neil release. I can tell you right now, the biggest issue these have, and these come from just a logistic standpoint, is because these knees kind of go over the joint. You have a real hard time getting him to stand straight up like I have him right here. As a matter of fact, if he didn't have backwards and forwards ankle motion, he would be leaning something like this because of the knees. Luckily, they did think out the ankle articulation, which I've never really seen one that would have this sort of up and down. I've always seen side to side, and he doesn't even have side to side. He just has an up and down articulation there. But luckily, that's there, or he'd be standing, leaning back. So you can push him forward a little bit. Hopefully, once you have his pack on him and all of his weaponry, he won't continue to lean back because of that. But these knees are just horrendous. It's the only major issue with the figure. Now, going on, his denim jackets, well done, grays on top of grays and highlights. So yeah, he's a really nice figure as is. But they finally got the actor's likeness. If you heard the story, the actress who played April talked him into it, and NECA finally got his face on this figure, and it's a good portrait. It screams Casey Jones. It screams the actor, and I'm real happy with it. The paint job is well done. You can make out the eyes, the mouth. All he even has a bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. It's all painted really, really well, and I'm glad to see that they knocked it out the park on this. I have absolutely no complaints about it whatsoever. It's great. That's a great likeness from them. Aside from that, he does come with a hanging mask. I say hanging mask because this is only really meant to hang off the back of one of his tools, if you will, weapons, when he's got this strapped to his back. But again, nicely done. The hockey even has a slight satin sheen to it, which kind of offsets it from the rest of his face and the straps and stuff that's on this. So it's a really nice touch. Of course, he does have his golf bag. That is sort of a burgundy color with brown. You can see the silver buttons there. The strap is nice and pliable. The burgundy has sort of a streaky brown color to it. I will have one complaint here, and it's kind of a cheap thing that they've done, but inside the bag isn't painted. Like, not at all. You get a little paint spray around the edge, and then it's the white plastic inside. Not too happy about that, but I guess you won't really even be able to tell once all his weaponry is in there. I'm not sure exactly what shoulder this is supposed to go over. And I don't know, maybe it's supposed to go over his head as well. Let's give it a try. I do kind of want you guys to see this on him. Alright, so there we have his golf bag on him. And we'll get to the weaponry now. He immediately comes with a golf club. And it's pretty cool. It's probably extremely fragile. You can see that it's shaking in my hand. My hand's not even shaking. But it is just wobbly as hell. So be extremely careful with that. It's pretty nice. It's got, a silver body, black handle, and the head of the golf club is glossy looking, and even has a bit of metal piece on the bottom there. So nice to have that. We'll slide that in with the rest of his stuff. Next up is a hockey stick. He has two. I'm not sure what the difference is as far as logistics. I'm not much of a hockey guy. But this has a really nice wood paint job. It looks great. You can see the grain in it. You can see the color changes in it. It's also got a number of taped wraps around it, and even one on the handle. Quite big, but still pretty darn cool. To be honest, looking at it, it's a little too big. They might have gone exaggerated with it some, I don't know. But look how much that sticks out of the bag. It's a little off-putting. All right, next up is what I assume is a standard hockey stick, and it has the same nice wooden paint job on it and grain look. This time it has a black wrap around it, and it's done pretty well. Switch that up just a little bit there. Then we get to Casey's cricket bat. I do believe this is what he uses on Raph, knocking Raph straight out on his ass. What does he say? Does he say 4 or something like that? Anyway, here's his cricket bat. It's well done. It's a nice shape. And it has the dark colored wrap on it as well. Put that in his bag. And then the last two items that Casey has, I believe he also uses these on Raph, are a couple baseball bats. These don't look quite to scale, but I don't know if he was using smaller bats, cut down bats. Who really knows? But those have a slightly different wooden look to them. They seem a little more used paint-wise, on purpose, of course, and they have a dark wrap to them as well. So we'll throw those in his bag, and at this point, the bag is fairly stuffed full, and it's still able to fit all his weaponry. Of course, then you could take this mask that I talked about and slide it over this hockey stick here. I don't know if I can pop this head off quickly enough, but we'll give it a try and get the likeness head on it. Alright, so there we have Casey with his pack, his likeness on the figure, and you can see him completed here. Again, I think it's a really great figure. If you're a Turtles fan, you can't go without Casey. To summarize, the main complaints here are the knee joints. That's kind of ridiculous and tougher to position the figure, especially with his pack on. And then I do believe this hockey stick is a little oversized, or it's at least oversized to my liking. This is just looks a little ridiculous. I wish it was just a tad bit bigger than this standard hockey stick here, but you know, what are you gonna do? But it's really overall just a fantastic looking figure, and I'm really happy to have it, especially having the likeness. Of course, I now have two of these Caseys. One that's doesn't have the unmasked head, and I guess I'll be able to situate them and put a variety of emotions to the figure and weaponry in their hands. So yeah, again, really happy with it. Not a lot to complain about except for the joint and this oversized stick, but again, it's being seen in the wild. It's been seen on shelves, but I don't think it's gone completely nationwide just yet. But hopefully you'll find them out there. If you're a Turtles fan, you're definitely going to want to pick it up. I know I'm particularly happy with it, and hopefully you will be too.